Hello everyone, this is Zelx here, and right now we have a maintenance update that dropped, and some of the changes is really huge. Like really huge. I can't wait to get started, so you know what, let's get started. And I'll try my best to go through all of them in detail so you understand how this will impact the meta landscape of rotation and unlimited. So basically, first up, our first 3 cards, Arcane Instruction, Tetra Sapphire Leader, as well as Argyle. All of them are getting cost reductions, and well, Tetra technically got a hit point nerf, but that is not important at all. So first up, Arcane Instruction, cost nerf reverted from 2 play points back to 1 play point. This is really big. At 2 play points, Arcane Instructions felt really hard to play. You can still play it, but it basically halving its cost makes getting the leader, the teacher that you want, I forgot which teacher it is, but it's the anime weebu Forever 21 leader, the teacher. And this makes it so that Mysteria Rune feels a lot smoother to play, and you can also maximize your mana usage a lot more. And you know, Arcane Instruction was one of the few cards that was hit during the nerf to Mysteria Rune, and reverting this change means that Mysteria has a very good chance of coming back into the game. And it probably means that you can probably go for a turn 3 or even no, not turn 3, a turn 6 Hana OTK again. I'm not sure if that's really possible, but 3 and then into Hana into Amaryllis, it is actually possible. You can actually probably do another turn 6 Hana OTK with Amaryllis and the Hana. And because of Arcane Instruction, getting free Mysterium followers names for your Hana or your win condition for Mysteria is really good. And so expect to see Mysteria making a comeback after this patch goes live. Next up is Tetra Sapphire Leader. Getting a 1 play point reduction on this card is really strong. If at 4 play points Tetra was playable, it was really difficult to get it going because it felt really bricky. More often than not, you have to waste an evolve point to get her cost PP regain effect so you can continue comboing. But now that she's 1 play point cheaper, if you're going turn 5, you don't need to waste an evolve point on her anymore. If you're going second on turn 4, you can actually get her Delta Cannon or whatever the token spell is called on turn 4 reliably, because I can get it on turn 5 usually. So if she's 3 mana, I can get it on turn 4 because of my evolve point. You can get the play point reduction, play point regain effect immediately, and then you can get the Delta Cannon. So this means that going second, you have a very good chance of putting off the Tetra OTK on turn 6 instead of turn 7 now. And going first, you can get this out on turn 7 really reliably as well. It's gonna feel like a complete different deck. It's gonna be a lot less taxing for you to like pilot it. When it was 4 play points, it was a really difficult deck to play. And also one big change one big interaction change with this is that now you only need 1 copy of Tech Wizard to get 2 copies of Tetra into playable range, which is 2 play points. At 2 play points, Tetra is busted, but 3 play point is the sweet spot between 3, where it's not too broken, but it's really playable, and you will feel really well to play, and it doesn't take you that many effort to discount it to 2 play points with different ways like Ginger, and now only 1 copy of Tech Wizard. And if you manage to get 2 copies of Tech Wizard, Tetra becomes 1 play point, which is nuts, by the way. So Makina Rune definitely will make a comeback because of the potential of a turn 6 OTK and a turn 7 OTK. I expect it to actually become a tier 2 deck going forward into the future, unless Wrath is still like absolutely broken and it's not like home back. The other decks don't counter it a little bit. Actually Makina Shadow kind of counters Makina Rune, but don't worry, Tetra is now finally going to be playable. Lastly, we have Argyle Purelight Exemplar going from 3 play points to 1 play point. Do you know how big of a change this is for artifacts? What this means is that now as an artifact player, you can start going 1 turn earlier than you used to be able to go. In current artifacts before the buff, Argyle is 3 play points, which means if you slam him on your evolve turn, your rest of your turn is really weak. You don't know what to do. You have 2 play points or even 1 play point left, and it's really hard for you to get going with any of the cards in your hand. But now that Arju is 1 play point, you can really easily combo in and sneak in some extra artifacts. You can start drawing already. You can start playing a lot more cards, and your evolve turn is not as weak as it used to be. Right? Yeah, artifacts evolve turn right now, pre-buff, pre-patch, is really weak. But changing Arju to 1 play point will make it so much better and will make the evolve turn so much better as well. You will not feel as weak during your evolve turn anymore, and which might actually propel artifacts into tier 2 or even tier 1 deck range. And this might actually overrun Machina Shadow as well. So Machina Shadow might be yeah, it might be a rough spot after this, which, you know what, sure, Machina Shadow did well, but let's give the other decks a shot. Next up, we have changes to Benevolent Mother. From now on Evolve, Benevolent Mother is a 6/6 instead of a 4/4. I'm not sure how big of a change this is. Actually, a 2 hit point change is actually really big. Now Benevolent Mother trades is a lot more tanky, a lot more harder to deal with. And it restores 6 defense instead of 4. Okay, you know what? This is very broken for Natural Dragon at least. This means that Natural Dragon can have a lot more survivability. Usually, the current Benevolent Mother I haven't played a lot, but for my experience with it, it wasn't that scary of a card. The base storm, a 0/4 Bane is okay. The Benevolent Mother as on the evolve was a 4/4, which doesn't usually trade really well. You want to keep it so you can get the 4 heal. But now that Benevolent Mother is a 6/6, what this means is that you can actually trade with the evolved version as well, and quite reliably have it stay on board with at least 2 or 3 hit points remaining. And then you heal you for 6 while also removing another follower from your opponent's board. And that is really a really good buff to Benevolent Mother. Will it be a game-breaking buff? I don't think so, but it will make Natural Dragon, specifically Natural Dragon, because I think that was the only deck that really relies on Benevolent Mother. And there's Natural Shadow, but not a lot of people play that deck. It's around, okay, I will play it one day, but it's not exactly a huge hit. I think the biggest winner is definitely Natural Dragon. Getting a lot more survivability and the ability to trade off 1 extra follower using Benevolent Mother is huge, and will probably bring Natural Dragon back into a stronger state for the rest of until the mini expansion. Next up, Avatar of Growth. The only change is that instead of having to play 3 ally amulets, you need to play 2. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is exactly a great change. Ladika was okay. I don't think Avatar of the Growth was the reason why Ladika was good or even bad. It's just like a good generic shield popper, a way to get rid of a ward, take a card. I think what this does means is that you can actually get Avatar of the Growth out a lot more often. If you play this on 3, you can get it out on 4 easily, on 5 easily, on 6 easily, to do extra ping damage, which is okay. Not exactly I'm not sure if this is a big change, because I haven't played Ladika Forest yet. But from what I'm going to expect out of this, it's just going to be a little bit more annoying. Actually, let me think. If you play this on 3, on 4, on 5, and you go into Ladika on 6, you get 6 damage, 8 damage. Ladika becomes 11-11. You know what? This change might be big. It's not exactly that impactful, but this card will make Ladika Forest a little bit less reliant on Iris. I'm not sure if I would like that, but you know what? At least we won't see Iris control as much, because frankly, I would prefer if I can actually play cards. But it also means that we have to watch out a lot more for potential turn 6 Ladika OTKs, which I think with the help of Avatar of the Growth is really possible right now going forward. Next up, Untold Kick Revert. Back in the day, this is its original text, and it got nerfed to have to rally them before you can transmute, but now you can just transmute it, using it immediately, getting Legendary Kick. Legendary Kick is a 0 mana, deal 2 to any follower, and then drawing a card. Is this good? not exactly the main abuser of this that card, which is Opulent Strategies, is rotated out already. So going forward, you have a 0 mana due to draw a card. I mean, this can be used to wipe your own board. This can be used as a cheap way to remove one of your opponent's follower. Right now, I don't think his sword has an excessive hand size. There's no fusion. There's no like fusion support either. So Untold Kick into Legendary Kick is, I think it's a okay buff. It's like, okay, yes, I think life is good. You get a free buff, but it doesn't really make any sword deck better. I mean, it's like, it doesn't propel any sword deck into, oh my god, this deck is so good and so fun to play. Except maybe Neteran sword. Neteran aggro sword might see a use for this as a cheap way to get rid of another follower, or even to clear a board space so you can play another storm follower. This deck could be a thing. In which case, great. Or a well-deserved revert for Untold Kick, because let's be real, what should be nerfed should be Opulent Strategies instead of Untold Kick. But yes, welcome back Untold Kick. And next up, Arts of Trust, another Machina rune buff. And then now, instead of whenever you play a Machina card, you deal 2 to a random enemy follower instead of 1 damage, which is this original effect. Okay, this is a welcome change to be honest. What this means is that it means you can clear your opponent's board a lot easier, and because it deals 2, right, it can also clear quite effectively against Machina Shadow and other board-based decks. And then if you have Amaryllis out, this deals 3 instead, which can basically effectively wipe any board because of the number of Machina cards you can be playing one turn. Like just an example, Arts of Trust isn't a Machina card, but if you follow it up with a Tetra, another Tetra, you'll be playing 3 and then those are already 2 Machinas, you'll be playing 3 other Machinas too. At least 3 other Machina cards. Maybe like 2 to activate the first Tetra. No, you'll be playing 3 other Machina, which is 5 Machina already. And then you play Delta Cannon and then a second Delta Cannon from the other Tetra, which is 7 Machina, which means that Arts of Trust single-handedly did 14 damage to your opponent's board. And then your Tetras also have evolved, so they could trade in as well. This will always clear your opponent's board. And yeah, it's welcome that for sure. 1 damage Arts of Trust isn't that bad. Well, maybe it's not that bad because I just never have a scenario where it actually helped me save the game. It just did damage, but now that it's 2 damage, it would almost definitely save you a bunch of games. And then moving on, we have buff to the Dragonborn Striker. It got reverted, it went from 5 defense to 3 defense. I don't know how to feel about this because 1 is the buff dragon buff. And buff dragons was not a fun deck to play against. Is it as fun as to play against as Draft? Not, I don't know. But now that it's back to 3 defense, I don't know what to know. I don't know what to feel. I'm afraid of the previous Draft deck coming back. I really am. Like back when this wasn't nerfed, buff was dominating. Dragonborn Striker on turn 3 into Blooming Dances was really strong. It's 3 damage on turn 3, and then it makes it so much easier for Joe to kill you. Well, maybe, and then having 5 play points on before evolve turn is really difficult for most decks to deal with as well. So this card, I'm not happy with this. I'm really not. I can't tell you how much I don't like this change. But because Draft is still around and there's a lot of other buffs as well to cards like Artifacts, Machina as well, Mysteria as well, which could be competitors towards buff. Fair enough. We'll give it a shot. I'll overlook it this one time. Show us what you can do, Buff Dragon. Show us that you can be a fun deck. Which I'll be honest, you will not. And this is what will probably propel the buff back into like tier 2 at the very least. Will it be tier 1? Probably not, because Machina Shadow actually kind of counters buff. I'm saying kind of because with Ania around, buff can really OTK, quote unquote OTK, and then Roly Poly actually stops Joe from doing any additional stupidity. But Dragonborn Striker revert. I'm not optimistic on that. Next up, changes to Elena Wing Evangelist. In the past, it only shuffles 2 Keenage into your deck, which is too little, and now it shuffles 4, which means you get a lot more artifacts in your deck from 1 card, and you even get more sources of healing and survivability, which is really, really good. And on Evolve, a change to Outer Plane Onslaught, changing it from 2 play point to 1 play point, which makes it so much easier to play. And oh boy, this is so good. Like, changes from 2 play point to 1 play point is essentially just halving their cost. I said it many times already, and it will really make it changes Outer Plane to a 1 mana draw 2, which could draw your Keenage artifacts, which can be used to immediately trade into your opponent's followers and immediately heal for 6. It's nuts. I think Artifacts Portal might actually become tier 1. This is the healing they need against Ravlat. They need this healing. Artifacts might actually be a tier 1 contender after this. And, well, I'm all for it. You know what? Portal mains are winning. Shadow didn't get anything because Shadow was meta, but I'm fine. Fair enough. I'll accept it. And next up, we have unlimited changes. I don't usually go through this, but this is very important because of a very, very specific card that they are changing, and I'm very excited for this. Okay, first up, Vern, Leo Rage Dragon. In the past, is a 2 mana draw a card, and then enhance 6, you evolve it and recover 4 play points instead. So it's a 2 mana evolve this follow. And they change it to a 1 mana 2/2. No, wait, 1 mana 1/1. Fanfare evolve this follower. Basically, this evolves the turn immediately as you play, which means that evolve decks are eating good. This is so good for evolve decks because you get a turn 1 evolve or even a turn 2 evolve into another follower that benefits from evolve. Evolve decks might be coming back because of this card. And also, if you have more evolve points than your opponent, you draw a card, which isn't as important. But a turn 1 evolve is huge. Like, even in rotation there are cases of turn 1 evolves, but like those are very, very rare and very hard to get, and they usually need combos. But if you can get a turn 1 evolve, it's so good for your deck. And then not only that, Alice is getting buffed. It's getting buffed. It's not even look. You see this? It's not if allied followers have evolved at least 7 times this match. If allied followers have evolved 5 times this match, this gets stopped, and it's changed to 3 mana. This is nuts. It's a 1 mana draw 2 and 1 mana draw 2 5 damage. This is crazy good. This is so good for evolve decks in Unlimited. But do you know why I'm getting so excited about this evolve archetype coming back? Because of this last final card. Changes to Departed Soul Taker. Original cost 8 play points, randomly summon copies of allied Shadowpath followers of different costs destroyed this match. Until our area is full, give them last word, summon a copy of this follower. Now it is a 13 mana during your turn. Whenever an allied followers evolve, subtract 4 from the cost of this card. Welcome back. And then on Fanfare, you banish all other allied followers. Summon copies of allied Shadowpath followers of different costs destroyed this match, except Departed Soul Taker. And they cannot be targeted by enemy effects. And last words, they summon a copy of this follower. I am so going to play Unlimited after the patch. This means that you can get Departed Soul Taker on turn 5 if you have evolved 2 times in the... If you open with this, you evolve 2 times, you can play Departed Soul Taker on turn 5. That is nuts. This is beautiful. I love this. This is the change I've been looking for. This is my change. This is my change. This is actually... like, come on! Oh my god, Psychics! Thank you! I don't care about Wrath anymore. I don't care about Handlers. I got Departed Soul Taker to be playable again. I can play Departed Soul Taker again. Well, guess what, boys? You know the first deck I'm playing once the patch drops. And if you're new to the channel, remember to leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!